Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Edmund Ironside. We're very close to the end and we get to hear from Edricus today in Act 5, Scene 2. So the battle between Edmund Ironside and Canutus is rather coming to a head. Edmund had been winning a lot for a long time, but then in the most recent battle, Edricus sort of ditched Edmund and went to side with Canutus, which meant that Canutus sort of won. But that made Edmund really angry, and he started to suspect Edricus. So Edricus sent a letter to Canutus saying, I think Edmund is catching on to me. I got to hang out with him a little bit longer, which was freaking out Canutus. But he was trying to put on a brave face, and he's like, Edmund and his troops that are all marching in now must be marching in to surrender. But Edmund was very much not marching in to surrender. He marched in, and he's like, you're on my land, get off of it. And Canutus is like, no, this is actually my land. And the two of them got to the point where they were drawing swords against each other as if they're ready to fight. And in yesterday's monologue, we had this sort of like freeze out of time moment where Edricus is like, I really want Canutus to win and Edmund to lose, but Edmund's side is much stronger than Canutus's, so what can I do here? Maybe I'll propose that they fight each other one-on-one instead of with their armies, and then whichever one kills the other one is going to think that I'm awesome for having suggested that they fight one-on-one, because that person will have won and the other one's dead, so it doesn't matter what they think. So when they sort of unfreeze and the two factions go like they're going to fight again, Edricus stands in between them and he's like, Edmund, please listen to me. Canutus, please listen to me. And the two agree that they will listen to him. And what they are listening to him say is, what strive you for, imperious Ironside? Renowned Canutus, what do you level at? We, daily, to appease your mortal wars, offer our slaughtered bodies to the sword, yet neither of you have the upper hand. Today, he that was foiled, tomorrow foils. He that even now did faintly sound retreat, renews again the fight with double force. Thus in quandaries hangs the victory, and wavering fortune frowns and smiles on both. Canutus is not to be overcome, because his brother Swain doth succor him, and Edmund likewise is invincible, for force and valor hews him through his foes. What then is the end of this your endless grudge? None other, but when all your men be slain. You then must fight alone, or else accord, and he that then is king shall rule no men, nor govern nations, for consuming war will quite devour this solitary isle, not leaving any over whom to rule, nor to resist foreign invasions. If love of kingdoms be the cause of this, suppress the boiling of your haughty minds. You have approved your soldiers' forwardness. Then now at last shake hands and join in league. Agree like noble kings and part the land. Have now compassion of this little isle, whose soil is manured with carcasses and made a sea with blood of innocents. But if your emulation be so great that either scorns to have competitors, and brook not equals in your dignities, fight then alone, that would be kings alone. Let not all perish for the wills of two, but let your swords decide whose title's best. So this is Edricus trying to make sense out of all this, and trying to get his wishes of Edmund dying to come to fruition without it actually looking like he's the one that killed Edmund. So he starts out and he's like, what is the point of all of this? One day you win a battle and one day you win a battle. Like, neither of you seems to be winning any more than the other one. You both have reasons to continue fighting, but like, sort of, what's the end game here? The only thing that I can see happening is that you will both kill each other's armies until there's nobody left and it's just the two of you, and then one of you is going to have to kill the other, at which point there's only going to be one person alive on this island, and that's going to be one of the two of you, and you're going to get to govern over nothing and no one? Like, what's the point of that? You'll be there by yourself, and you will also have nobody to help protect you if somebody comes to invade you. So he's like, what makes sense here is if the two of you shake hands and decide to just split up the territory so you can both rule over this island together, but like you take that part and you take that part. But then the very last couple of lines, he's like, but if y'all can't handle a little competition amongst yourselves, then the two of you should just fight each other one-on-one to find out who the actual victor is. Like, let everybody else live. Everybody else doesn't have to die for you and your sake. Everybody else, there's plenty of people who have died already for your sake. All the people who are here don't have to. The two of you should just fight each other now to figure out who wins. Just the two of you. And Edmund is like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, and it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I'm down. Let's go. Let's fight. And Canutus is going to have a response in the form of a monologue, which we will hear tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.